Hey guys, Jamiy, today on Roblox we're playing some more Monsters of Etheria, as you can see on the screen right now then. So today I'm going to be telling you exactly how to get every single monster in the latest also map release. Obviously as you can tell, a lot of them have red names. If they have a red name, it means that you cannot unlock them yet. I'll probably do a part 2 to this video whenever we get access to all of the red names. And then after I do that part 2, I'll probably do an updated version of this video. Like every time we get like a new legendary, which usually takes quite a while, so we get like quite a lot of monsters. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. So yeah, but anyway, let's start things off with Lynn. So I believe you get Teru, Kindai, and Rebomb straight away for nothing. This is also my Jamiy 1 account. I don't have anything on it, but I think I might have a little bit of money. So I checked out my Jamiy account, which has like, I haven't bought anything on this game. I don't think I've really played it before. And I had these 3 unlocked. So I'm going to say you probably unlock these 3. If I am wrong, though, let me know in the comments and I'll try and figure out exactly what you have to do. But anyway, other than that, though, we're going to start this and start with boxing. So we'll go from the top down to the bottom one. So straight away for boxing is we have to find it in boxes or barrels. For me, what I did for mine is I just went around the barrels around the spawn. It's probably one of the easiest ones to do. So also you can find that there's barrels around, also some of them are open. These are server-sided. A lot of them will be empty, but basically you have to be careful. And there you go, I actually got my second try, but that is how you get boxling. Okay, and the next one then we're going to be checking out is Oncoin. For this one, you just have to get 500 credits or have Roblox Premium. Obviously on my normal account, I have this one unlocked already because I have 500 credits and I have Roblox Premium. But for this one, also you can go ahead and just buy a Builder Clubs, or now as it is called Premium. Or you can also go buy 500 credits, or if you open up, I think it's this, daily tasks, you can do these challenges and it will take a couple of days to actually do them. So as you can see, you can like get people just to kill you like 15 times. I can get 75 for that one, that's actually a pretty good one. I can just mutate 60 times, so I can just spawn in something, level something up so it can mutate, level it up, then also I can mutate, which is basically a evolution. I can do that, then I can despawn and just keep respawning as that same monster and just evolving as many times as I can. And also the other one is just travel 500 stairs. So as you can see, this one is actually fairly easy. I don't exactly know how often it updates, but this one's fairly easy. Like as you can see, it's going up really quickly, but also you can just go ahead and buy it. So I think for this one, I'm probably just going to go ahead and buy it from the general shop because I only need 50 more credits, but this one isn't exactly going to be that easy. Actually, how much does it cost for 500? It costs like 125 Robux. Not exactly a lot, but also some people might not have that. So this one, I can't really like give you an easy way to do it, except I'm just buying it. But you can do it for free. It just might take you a couple of days. So that one might be like one of the longer ones to do. But anyway, that's how you get Oncoin. On to the next one. Next up then is Iremer. For this one, you have to do a miner's life for me. So right now, this is the only quest in the game, unless until we get some of the more monsters also with red names. But we're going to spawning as the explorer, and we're going to go to the cave. So just follow exactly where I go. I do have the running game pass, okay, so I can make this a little bit quicker. So then, the mine is over here, so I'm going to speed this part up until we actually get to the miner. Okay, so once you're here, also you just want to go ahead and talk to him. Hey, the name's Cole, and I'm here collecting some resources. Will you help me? It'll be worth your time. Okay, but basically he just wants you to get 5 chunks of coal. But I will say, make sure to also go ahead and get more than 5, just because you'll want it for later, but I'll come back to that obviously whenever we need it. But we basically just need to like get quite a few, but we should have enough, so also now we can go ahead and return to him. And that is it. We'll leave, and that is how you unlock the monster. So if I quickly go ahead and wait for all the call to to pop up, it should give me the new monster, or we can just despawn and just figure out if we have it or not. Which, as you can see, we do. So that's how you get Iremer. It's kind of a little bit weird it doesn't actually pop up. It's probably because I collected a lot of coal, but anyway, that's Iremer. Okay, so next up then is Overland, which also for this one we have to use coal to fuel an oven in the baker, which is at spawn next to the explorer. So we're going to spawn as the explorer again. I did say earlier to get some extra coal when you are doing the miner's quest, but obviously if you want to go do that one, you probably have to do the miner's quest first in order to get this one as well. But basically, you can go to the cave. Like I said, do the miner's quest first, also you'll get a pickaxe, and then you can also go get some extra coal, so you can just run around for some little piles of rocks that also have some coal inside of them, which also we can just speed this part up until I actually can find some more. like right here. There actually needs to be any of it up, but basically we can do that. Go back to spawn, since we only really need one. I don't think we're ever going to need call again for a very long time. We can just spawn back in as our explorer. Go to the bakery, which is right here, and just press C on the oven, and that is it. And once all of the coal has been found, we will get Overland. And there we are. So that's how we get Overland. Okay, so next up plan is Kusai. For this one, we have to use a sound-based move in Whistleblower. Okay, so for this one, I'm just going to use Oincoin. You can basically just use anything low. Growl also is a move that you can use since it is a sound-based move. All we want to do then is head over to the cave, also next to spawn. Just use it inside of it and we'll get Kusai. And there we are, that is how we get Kusai. Okay, so next up plan is actually Chromite. For this one, we have to harvest from a stalactite after making it fall down with an attack. So for this one again, we want something with earthquake or raw, and we want to go over to the cave once again. Which actually, it's right next to us, so we can just go ahead and mutate, or evolve, what you want to call it. It's mutate in this game mode. It's basically just the same thing as evolution, but we need earthquake or raw again. And like I said, everyone has Taru, but you need to level up to level 94. So for this one, might not be the best one, but it's pretty easy since also everyone actually has it unlocked straight away. Also just want to earthquake and have these things fall down. And then also just want to harvest them. So you're not guaranteed to get it on the first one. It might take you a few, and there we go. We have Chromite. Okay, so next up is actually going to be Gowen, I believe I pronounce it. I can't pronounce most of these monsters, but basically we need to collect a full wheel of cheese from barrels. So for this one, explore again is very similar to like boxling on how we check the barrels. All we want to do is run around these barrels. Also, they are server-sided, so other people can open them and they'll look like they're open on your side, so you gotta wait for them to spawn in. Obviously, you can see that we found a quarter wheel of cheese. We want to basically just keep doing this until we get enough cheese to make a full wheel, and we'll get the monster. And there we are, that's how we get Groundsdra, or however the heck you pronounce that. Okay, so next up is actually Hoan, but we're actually going to do this one with a 2-timer. We're actually going to do Hoan and Florafluff at the same time because they have the same requirements, just that Hoan is a little bit more common, and also we can still get Florafluff. So I'm going to spawn in as the Explorer again. What we need here is actually honey. So we can actually just go ahead and buy honey from the I think it's the general shop that you just buy it from. Is it honey? Buy yeah, so it's actually very, very cheap, but I'm just going to buy like, I don't know, 50-ish. That should be enough. Well, I bought 91. Oops, oh well. Anyway, so all we're going to do then is find some flowers. So for this one, also we have right here, flowers, go to our backpack, go to the normal items and just use honey, and that will also start pollinating, I guess, the flowers. We can leave that and come back to it in a second, and also once it's gone, there might be a new spawn. So we're just going to go around and just start using honey on some of these flowers. There's quite a lot around spawn, but if we leave these for a while, when we come back, something might spawn above them and might give us Hoan or Florafluff. I believe there's also a chance for it not to give you any of them, but I'll go ahead and actually pollinate quite a few of these just to make sure that we're actually going to get them. Okay, so there's one of them. There's the Florafluff, which is meant to be the rarer one, but I got it first. There's another Florafluff. There's another Florafluff. Oh, there we are, Hoan. So that's how to get Hoan and Florafluff. Just doing both of them at once because they have the same requirements, basically. So, yeah. But like I said, Hoan is meant to be the more common one, but I guess in this situation I got more Florafluffs. Yeah, but I'll take it. So there we are. So that's how to get both of those. Okay, so next up is a Braybug. For this one, we have to do the very same thing that we did for Florafluff and Hoan, but on Haze. So for this one, we need to spawn in again as anything. We just need to use honey, so make sure you get like plenty of honey. And all we want to do then is head over to the barn. This only works on hay inside of this red barn next to spawn. So all of these haze piles do not work. It has to be in these very specific barn, okay? And once you're in here, go to your inventory, go to your inventory, and use honey, and that is it. Eventually, they will spawn in again, so we're just going to use quite a few of them. It kind of is a little bit annoying how the inventory is so big, so when you try and use honey, you can't exactly see when you're walking, or you have to close it and reopen it all the time. But basically now we can just wait a second, like the same thing for the flowers, and eventually one of them might spawn it in. And there we are, we've got a brave bug, which is pretty easy. So actually quite a few of them spawned in this time, so nice. So anyway, that's how I get brave bug. Next up then is Cryoball. So this one is actually, again, fairly easy. It just might take a little bit, I guess, of time, but I think it's actually really easy, because I think actually a lot of them spawn. So basically, what we want to do, oh actually there you are, the Eraspa one. But what you want to do is that you want to spawn in and head over here to the icy place, okay, on the map. So I'm just going to go over here, and there'll be like avalanches every now and then, and cryoballs will actually roll down the mountain, or the mountain, whatever you want to call it. So every now and then, cryoballs will roll down the mountain. All you have to do then is just touch one of them, and that is it. Although this might take a while, so I guess I'll speed this part up. And there we are, so that might take a while, obviously as you can see, like, a couple of them spawned in that time, so it shouldn't take you too long. I think most people in the game right now actually have it, but if you don't, obviously it shouldn't take too long. It took me like a minute to do that, so yeah, but anyway, that's how to get Cryoball. Okay, so for Lucifies, for this one we have to cause an avalanche with a loud noise or earthquake. So for this one, again, we need something with earthquake, and we want to head over to the snowy place again. Okay, so once you're here, you want to make sure that you're probably on the mountain, just to, like, make sure it still activates. But this has like it used to have a very slow cooldown time, but I think now it's been improved quite a lot. But basically, once you're here, use a roar or earthquake, and as you can see, an avalanche will be caused, and that is all you gotta do to get whatever it was for this one. I forgot. Okay, so for our next one then is gonna be chamber, which is get killed by an icicle or an avalanche. So for okay, so once we're here, I like to go up top because there's also more icicle traps, as you can see, or icicles. So basically what you want to do is you want to go right under them. You can also, I should mention, do this with raw, not earthquake. I just don't know any monsters that actually have raw, so I use this one. The only problem is that when you use earthquake, they will fall from above you, and you want them to land on top of you. And basically then you'll take damage. The only problem though with using Earthquake is that since it's a very strong move, you're going to be very high level, so that means I'm also going to have a lot of health left, so I need to like do this quite a few times, so I'll speed this part up. But basically we just want the icicle traps to like land on us. And there we are, so that's how to unlock Chamber. Okay, so next up is actually going to be Grounded. For this one, we want to go back to the Icicle area. I'm just going to use Terror because it has Earthquake again, and all we're going to do then is go and use Earthquake, knock down the Icicle little spears that are dangling there, obviously, and just harvest them. Might take a while, but let's just hop into it. Okay, so really quickly, I actually forgot to mention that, again, you don't need to actually use Earthquake, and you also use Raw to knock down these icicles. Also, you might, most likely will not get it on your first turn. It can take you a while, so that is how you get grounded. Okay, so next up plan is a Etheria, which is fall asleep while waiting near a Dreamcatcher. So for this one, again, I'm just going to spawn in as my Explorer. Some people think that you need rest. You can still use rest, but you don't exactly need to. So don't worry about if you don't have any monsters with the resting move. So what we want to do now is head over to the ice biome again. We basically want to go up to that village up there then. So let's go ahead and speed this part up. Once we are here, we want to go to the first building, so the first building that you can actually see. And all you want to do is that there's a Dreamcatcher. This is the only house, I believe, with a Dreamcatcher. All you want to do is just like stand on the bed, and eventually it will put you to sleep. And then once you wake up, you'll actually get it. So again, for this part, I will speed this part up. And that's it. I guess you actually don't even have to go to sleep. That might have changed because I think for me actually put me to sleep unless one actually hypnosis me. But basically, I guess you can just go ahead and touch it or just stand on the bed for a while and you'll eventually get it. So that's for Etheria. Fairly easy. Again, if you really want to, you can just use rest on the bed, and when you wake up, it should actually give it to you as well. But you don't exactly need it if you don't have one. Anyway, that is it for Lullafarer. Okay, so next up is actually Feral, which for this one is just explore the desert temple. So again, I'm going to spawn in as the explorer and just run over to the desert temple, take a step inside of it, and that should be it. So same thing again, I'm going to go the same direction. And there we are, that's how to get Feral. So pretty cool. Also, I should mention as well, because I know I'm going to get a lot of comments, you just run past the legendary. Not actually legendary, that is actually one of the Mirage things. We'll get into that one whenever we need to unlock that specific monster. Anyway though, that's how to get Feral. Okay, so next up is actually Chachik. For this one, we have to use a water attack to grow and harvest cactus flowers. So for this one, again, we're going to pick something like Rebomb, just anything with a water type attack, and head back over to the deserts. Okay, so once we're here, we just want to find a patch of cactuses. It doesn't matter which one you use your water type move on. It can be these small ones, can be these bigger ones over here, as you can see. But basically, once you use a water move on them, give them a second, and also, as you can see, there'll be flowers on them. We can just go ahead and collect them. And there we are. We finally got Chachik. So again, not exactly instant. It might take a few flowers, but that is how to get Chachik. Okay, so for this one then, for Sakura, we need to offer cactus flowers to the Sakura shrine. So again, for this one, you might want to do the one of the other ones first. I'm going to put this one like right after the cactus one. I forgot what it's called though, so basically just do it after the one I just did. So also what I want to do is then just spawn in as an explorer and head over to the Sakura shrine, which also I'll speed this part up. And once you're here, just go over to the shrine and just press E on it. And also you'll see that you need to do it, and you can offer flowers. But again, make sure that you have the cactus flowers before you do this, otherwise you'll have to run up here again. Next up plan is CAC Ticket. For this one, again, very easy. We've got to go back to the desert, and we just got to keep touching cactuses until we die. It's pretty simple, actually, this one. So anyway, to the desert we go. Okay, then, so once we're here, obviously, just can find any cactus and touch it until you die. Pretty simple, to be honest. You might die quicker if it's like also a fairly low level thing. Also, everyone has level 100 players, I believe, so it's going to take quite a while. But basically, just get pricked to death, and that's how to get CAC Tickets. Okay, so next up is actually Mariposa's Son, which we actually need to go ahead and witness a randomly spawning Mirage in the Atlas Desert. For this one, we need to go over to the desert once again. Okay, so once you are here, when the game first released, it had to actually be very sunny, so you could do like sunny day and make it like very, very bright and harsh sunlight. That shouldn't be a requirement anymore, but while you're out at the desert, legendaries can spawn, which also, you can tell, legendaries don't spawn in the desert. Also, all of the titans, there's the Atlantis Titan, which also is Atlantis Titan, which also spawns in the water, not in the desert. We have the Ignite Titan, which spawns in the volcano, not the desert. We have the Woodland Titan, which also spawns in like the tree area over there, not the desert. Umbris doesn't spawn in the desert, and Magu also doesn't spawn in the desert either. They all can spawn here low, but they are mirages. But once you get them, they will also give you Mariposa. And kind of mean, I'm not gonna lie. How like, oh, if you're completely new to the game, you think, oh, I found a legendary for the first time, and no one else has gotten it yet. But when you go to it, you get something that you probably might not really want. But that's how to get Mariposa. But I would probably leave this one to last. This one can definitely take a while. It took me quite a while, but that is when the very harsh sunlight was a requirement. But again, it shouldn't be a requirement anymore. You should be able to just find them. They usually should spawn in like once every 5 minutes, so you might be here for like a while. Okay, so next up is Carapinch. For this one, we have to break vases in the Aklan Desert. So for this one, we just want something basically with tackle, which I am going to use. I think Rebomb has one, and again, you get Rebomb straight away. Yeah, we have Bash. So we want to head over to the desert now, so I'm going to speed this part up. Okay, so once we're here, we can see there's actually quite a lot of like pots and stuff around here. all we want to do is basically just use a tackle or a bash move and just go straight through it, and they should break, and eventually we might get a carry pinch from one of them. So it might take a while, but they're kind of like all over the place, so just have fun destroying stuff, I guess. And there we are, there is carry pinch. Okay then, so next up plan is lick kicks, which actually you have to pull a sword from the stone. So for this one, again, I'm going to spawn as the explorer, but we basically want to head to a very specific spot, and we just want to pull the sword down. That's basically it. So it's pretty much like exploring an area, but anyway, I'm going to speed this part up and I'll show you exactly where it is. Okay then, so once you are here, also all you gotta do is go up to the sword and just press E on it, and it'll tell you, hey, do you wanna try and pull it? You pull it, and you get a lick kick. It's pretty easy, so that's how to get that one. Okay then, so next up then we have Salad Blinder. For this one we have to hit at least 5 targets in the target practice minigame at the watermill. For this one, I would actually recommend Rib Bomb. It doesn't really matter what level it is. This is also a new fresh save file, so my Rib Bomb is very low level, but it has Bubble, which someone actually suggested to me in my live stream. Bubble, when you actually use it, it fires 2 blasts of Bubble, so you're technically using 2 moves for the price of 1. So now I'm going to speed this part up to actually get to the mill, because it's quite a little bit away since we're fairly low level as well. It's going to take a while, so I'll speed this part up. Okay then, so we are here. So if you go right in the water, you can see that there's a target right here. This is how to start the quest, obviously, or the target practice minigame. So as you can see right there. Then all we're going to do is wait for Bubble. So it does take a while for it to load, but like I said, you actually get to use it twice, like the price of 1, or the speed of 1. So by the time you actually fire the second one off, you're like halfway to like be able to use it again. So this is like what I would recommend. Like I said, someone told me that this actually is a lot quicker to do, and as you can see, we've now done 5 of them, but we're just going to go ahead and just finish it all up. But it usually takes like a little bit for it to come finish, because it's like on a timer, so you might be here. And there we are, we actually got it pretty easily. So that is how to get Salad Blinder. Okay, so next up is Chromite, which we have to get hit by lava from a lava geyser, which might sound easy, but it's actually not really, especially if you're pretty slow. So we're going to spawn in as Kindite here, and like I said, it's pretty difficult if you're fairly slow, which also I am on Kindite because I haven't loved it up, but basically there's these little volcano little things also, as you can see, like little geyser areas. We basically just want to go up to one of them and just basically hope that the lava hits us. So for this one, I think it's actually easy just to stand on top of it and just basically wait until the volcano, or whatever you want to call it, just starts sprouting lava, and we want one of them to hit us. That's basically all that we're going to do. And there we are. So yeah, if you are going to do this one, I would definitely choose to stand on top of it rather than trying to stand next to it and trying to like time it right for them to hit you. It's pretty difficult if you're really slow, so probably stand on top of it, which if you are a fire type, you won't take damage from the lava. But that's how to get Chromite. Okay then, so next up is actually going to be a Magma. For this one, we just need to spawn somewhere in the volcano, and we just want to look up and also knock down all the highs. So for this one, again, I'm going to use Kindite, because everyone has it. But you can use anything for this one. And you basically just want to look up as soon as you spawn in, and you can see these things. Use a move, just knock it down. It shouldn't get knocked down instantly. Once it falls down, all you're going to do then is just get killed by it, and just sting yourself to death, which might take a while. Especially if you're like you're higher level, because you should have more health technically, but it looks like it's taken quite a while anyway. But basically, just gotta kill yourself with this, and you get Magma. Okay, so next up is actually Ellicott. I'm on my lower account because I actually got this one. So basically for Ellicott, I already have it unlocked in both my accounts, so I can't exactly show off that great, but you have to do bad deeds. And one of those bad deeds actually includes setting things on fire, so setting trees on fire. This one's actually probably going to be very easy. You probably would have already done this one, to be honest. But basically, so just go ahead, find some trees, set them on fire, and if you set certain amount of trees on fire, these ones you can't set on tree because they're technically already dead, I guess. But basically, you got to set things on fire. It counts as a bad deed, so your karma will drop. So you want low karma. This includes like killing players, setting stuff on trees, or setting setting fire to trees, and also if you set enough on fire, you will eventually get Ellicott. Unfortunately, I can't exactly show this one off that great because I already have it unlocked, but that is how to get Ellicott. Okay, and so for Clover, again, I did this one on my main account, on my account that I already did already, so I'm on my Jamiy account for this one, but this one is the opposite of Ellicott. For Clover, you need to do good deeds to gain great positive karma. For this one, it's the opposite. You can also prevent trees from being on fire, so I'm on my second account again, so this one you probably need help from a friend, but there's quite a few ways you can do this. So one, you can put trees that are on fire out with water moves before they also get burnt up and incinerated. You can use moves like Heal Pulse to heal people. Also, killing them is going to give you a bad karma, but healing them is going to give you a good karma. Although on that low, you can also relearn new moves. So every time that you relearn a new move, your karma should go up. So there's that as well. So there's quite a few options, but obviously for me, I'm on both my accounts again. So as you can see, my Jamiy 1 account is up here. He's going to put something on fire, and all I'm going to do is just keep putting the trees out with also water type moves, and eventually my karma will get so good it should give me Clover. And though, yeah, so it takes quite a while, but we can actually get Clover by doing that again. There's quite a few options, but it's fairly simple, it just takes quite a while to do. Okay, so next up is going to be Vampira. For this one, we have to set 25 trees on fire with fire type attacks also, but during the night. So we just need to become a fire type again and make sure it's night, which I believe right now it is in my server. And then all we're going to do is set more trees on fire, which might take a while because also it is during the night. So you want to just make sure that you get the most out of it. So when you are attacking the trees, I will say, you probably can want to line it up so you can attack multiple trees at once. Probably will speed this up a lot because you have to do 25, which is going to take quite a while. So yeah, I'll speed this process up obviously because it's going to take me a while to do this. And there we are. I don't think I set 25 on fire, but I got it, so I must have done some earlier, but you just have to set 25 on fire, and that is it. That's how you get Vampiro. Okay, so next up plan is Bee Hero. So for this one, we need to prevent 15 trees from burning down using water attack. So for this one, I think you can do it yourself, but it might be easier to do it with a friend. So just have a friend have a fire type monster. Literally can have any fire type moves, and you can also use any water type moves to actually do this. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to spawn as Kindite, since that's the only fire type that I have unlocked right now. And I'm actually going to go to the spawn. Right now I'm actually in a non-PvP zone, so I shouldn't be able to get killed. But also what I'm going to do is go to spawn, or very close to the water area, so I can spawn as Overland and just use bubbles to put all the fires out that I create. Okay, so I actually did try to do it on my own on one account. It kind of is actually impossible. You might be able to do it, but it's a very, very short time period. You have to do like probably one tree at a time, which also is going to take forever. So I would probably recommend doing it with a friend. So as you can see, I'm on my second account to be able to do this. But basically, you're going to need a friend. There's no monster in the game that can learn a fire and a water type move at the same time right now. Nothing in the game has water and fire type moves in their arsenal, which kind of sucks, unfortunately. But basically, also I'm going to use my second account to set the tree on fire and just to put it out myself. So also I'm doing this on the same computer. My actual Roblox app is running my Jamiy 1 account, which is I'm recording, and my Microsoft version is running the Roblox, which is like an app you can get on the App Store on your computer if you have a Windows computer at the very least. Not too sure about Apple computers, but basically I can set the trees on fire myself, and also then I can just put them out. So I basically just have to do this until I put 15 of them out. And there we are, so we have B heroes. So it takes quite a while, because like I said, you have to like do quite a few trees. Also, I should mention while actually doing these, you might get the Ellicott and the Clover, but I'll also go into those later. But that is how to get B hero. You're probably gonna need a friend for this one. Like I said, there's no monster that you can actually get that has both water and fire type moves in this arsenal at the same time. So you might have to actually get a friend. You might be able to do it if you do trees that spawn very close to wherever Bob and Blind spawn. So if I quickly spawn in, if you want to try it on your own, you might be able to, but I don't really think it's worth it. So as you can see, there's like no trees here except from these ones. So if you want to do it, you might want to do it like one tree at a time, but it's also going to take forever because I don't think there's any fire types that spawn around here, so it's going to take a while. So I'd probably would recommend having a friend, which makes this a little bit more annoying. Okay, so next up is actually amende. For this one, we actually need to use a rush attack while trying to walk on the water in the swamp. So basically, we just need something with like tackle or quick attack, or just something like one of those moves like extreme speed, bash. You get the point. We want to go to the swamp area, and we want to find the pile of water, the body of water. So I'll speed this part up before we get there. Okay, so once we're here, this might take a few tries. I definitely didn't get my first try, but you want to make sure like it appears that you're actually standing on the water like I am right here, and use your rush move, and you should get amende. Next up plan is spookins, which this one is again very easy. Just have to explore the haunted mansion. So we're going to spawn in as the explorer again. Also, I'm spawning as the explorer just for the fact that everyone has the explorer unlocked, and also we can just go the same way. It's a lot easier to follow. But basically, want to head over this way to that house over there. And there we are. That's all we're gonna do. We literally just entered the building and we got spookins. Okay, so next up then is Minat. This one it says explore the trench, which is fairly easy. So we're gonna go as an explorer again. And basically just want to go to the water, so just right over in this direction, like between you and the power plant. And also all you gotta do then is just to point your camera down and just start going down. And this is also going to be the way to the trench. So also you can see like down here, we actually have like a little underground or underwater like city, like temple sort of area. So that's basically how to get Minats. Okay, so next up plan is Electoid. For this one, you have to find a wandering spirit in the power plant at night. So it has to be night, obviously. I think it's still night for me. Okay, it's still night for me. So basically, from spawn, we want to head in the opposite direction of the icy place, which is right over here. So this is actually the power plant. Also, when the game first released, and it said wandering spirit, it didn't exactly say in the power plant. So I thought, oh, probably from probably will be around the graveyard or the haunted mansion, because that's also where spirits are going to be, but not. It's not. It's in the power plant. So as you can see, I'll come into here, and on night, it might be like fairly rare to spawn. I've seen it spawn in a couple of times though, but basically, eventually, it will spawn in here. So I'll speed this part up until it actually does spawn in, because this one might take a while. And there it is, straight away. That actually didn't take that long, but actually two of them spawned in, and there we are. All you gotta do is touch it, you'll get a little bit of damage, and again, that took me like a minute to do as if it's night. So hey, that is how to get Electoids. Okay, so next up is actually going to be kungfu. For this one, we have to defeat 3 opponents by using punching attacks. For this one, I would suggest boxling, even though mine is very low level. When you can evolve it, you actually can get a lot of punching moves. So I would probably recommend this one, since also everyone can get it very, very easily, since it's one of the first things I actually showed in this video. So anyway, I'll be back whenever I have like a level 100 boxling. Okay then, so we're back. Once we get to level 60 on the boxer guy, we can actually go ahead and go to the training ground and also learn some punching moves, which also is really good. So we just need one of them. It doesn't really matter which one we have. We also need to kill 3 opponents with this, so you probably need a friend. Although, again, for me, I'm going to use my other account, so I think I'm over here somewhere. There you are. Hey, my second account, or my third account, fourth account, whatever it is. So I'm just going to keep spawning back in now on my second account, and obviously we can just keep killing myself, basically, so I can do that. Yo, whoa, what do you think you're doing? I mean, I can kill you as well. Come back here, man. Come back here. Hey, don't attack me, man. Okay, where's my other one? Okay, there is. So, just finally killed this. So, again, we have to kill 3 people for this specific one. So, once we do this, again, I'd recommend this one. Although you have to like level up a bit, but that's how you get kungfu. Okay, so next up is Edgehog. For this one, again, you're going to need a friend. I'm just going to use my second account as well. So again, you can just same strategy where if you have a good computer, you can also just run Roblox on 2 things. So also running the Windows version on this account, and my second account is on the Roblox app version, which you can get from the Windows store for free. So yeah, I'm using both of them low. But basically, it's going to win a private match, so I'm just going to pick anything that is high level. I leveled something up to level 100. I don't remember what that was, though. Oh, it's Teru. Okay, well, I'll use this one then, because I can one-shot it. And then I can go down here, and I can challenge myself to a fight. And then also on my other account, I can accept it, and then it will fight. So all I'm going to do is win 1 time. So again, just battle a friend, or you can just battle all people. And also just win it. That's all you gotta do. And once that happens, you should get it. And there's Edgehog. Okay, so next up is gonna be Solar Rain. For this one, it's very easy. You literally have to do nothing except from stand on the balcony. But it's just annoying because of how long it can take. So for this one, you need to watch the sunrise from the gristmill balcony. So I'm gonna spawn in as the explorer again and head over to the windmill, climb to the top of the windmill, and then you stand there until it becomes morning. So make sure it's night. You want to make sure that it's just not becoming day. You got to make sure that basically like you get the right timing on this, because if not, you have to wait for the next day, which also is kind of annoying. So once you're in here, also climb the rope ladders, which might be easier if you turn the running thing off of the game pass if you have it. Come out here, and just to make sure, just stand here, and then that's it. So I guess I'll be back whenever it's morning, because this might take me a while. So yeah. It's not happy at all. Leave me alone. It's coming back. It's coming back, no. Leave me alone. And there we are. It takes quite a while, so I got bored, so I just ended up calling this guy Smelly. He got kind of annoyed, so I'd attack him and got flung. But let's get Solar Rain. It's kind of annoying, but I should have actually mentioned, and I kind of forgot to, is that you can always see if how close it is to actually being daytime or not. So if you follow the moon, also the sun is right there, but it should start at that side. It'll rise up, and then when it comes down, it'll end towards like near the desert area, like that way. So if the moon is like over around here, you might want to go to the balcony really quickly, because it's about to become daytime. So that is how to get Solar Rain. Okay, so next up is actually going to be Egglet. For this one, we have to collect an Egglet egg that falls from the sky randomly. This one might be one of the harder ones, because to my knowledge, they can just spawn in everywhere and anywhere under like no circumstances. So this one might take a while, but I'll run around obviously, and I will be back I guess whenever we find them. But there should be quite a lot of them when they actually do spawn in. So let's just run around the map until we find some. Okay, we finally found some. So they actually drop from the sky if you actually didn't know, but these are the eggs that you need to get Egglet. So they take a while to spawn in, and they're very random. So also, like, you have your legendaries, like, you know they're going to spawn in, like, every, like, 10, 20 minutes-ish. But for the Egglets, you have basically no idea. At least I have no idea when they're going to spawn in. So what I actually ended up finding out on my stream when I actually did this the first time of me, like, well, not the first time me actually getting them. I think one time I just spawned in and they were right under my feet. But what I would suggest to do is to go somewhere high. So like go up to here, go to the clock tower, but generally just go somewhere like fairly high, and they're not probably going to spawn up there, but the thing that you want to do is that, especially if you've got everything else, I'd probably save this one for one of the last ones, is that while you're waiting, or you could actually wait up here also for the solar rain, but when you're waiting, you'll actually see in the distance if you have your like graphics set pretty high. Also, if you have them low, if you have them low, you're not going to get a good render distance, but as you can see if I have on high, I can see pretty far. You can actually see them falling from the sky, so it's kind of like these dots, but you'll see them falling. I actually found some like that. But yeah, they're very, very random, so I can't exactly like give you any more tips except from like going to a high place and just hoping that you see some fall while you're waiting for legendaries to spawn. So that's really the only tip I can give you, but that's how to get egglets. Okay then, so next up is actually my beaker. This one might actually take a little bit longer, but we're going to do it. So we need the ancient flute, so let's go ahead and get the ancient flute first. So we're going to spawn in as the explorer again. I have the wrong game pass, so we're going to speed this up a little bit, but basically we want to follow exactly where I go. We're going to go into the mine, and we're going to go underground to get the ancient flute. Okay, then, so there we are. This is actually very easy. You don't actually have to go through any doors, so this is the one that we actually spawned into, I believe. Actually, I think I lost track. It wasn't actually that one. I think it was this one. Okay, I don't know if I can remember which one we came in, but basically, you don't have to actually go in any doors. You can just run around and look through the windows. It's actually pretty easy, so as you can see, it was right inside here, and also there is a painting right next to it. So it's very easy to find the ancient flute, but once we have that then, we can actually despawn, and then now for the Mabiki, we need to go to the world tree, which also is the giant freaking tree in the map. So we're going to spawn back in, turn on the run thing, and then also want to go to the, I don't know, just kind of like one of the biggest trees in the game. It's kind of difficult to find. I don't know if you guys have actually like seen it, but we want to head over here now. Okay, so once you're here, you actually want to open up your items and go to your key items, go to the flute and use it. You don't actually have to go to the top. You can literally just be anywhere for it to work, and that is how to get Mabiki unlocked. Okay, well, next up then is Durams, which also is to find a fossil, a Hoan fossil, in the desert vase and revive it in the dark facility. So for this one, we also just want something with tackle or something again, so we can go back to the desert and break those pots. So we're just going to pick any of them, although I can't remember. We'll just choose Feral. I think Feral has a tackling move. I think everything like has a tackling move, honestly. So we can just go here, but we'll use Feral since it's like spawns right here. But also go to the desert, find these pots again, and you want to start breaking again, like we did for the Carapinch. And eventually we'll get the fossil. It might take a few because it is a little bit rarer. I don't actually know if you can get the fossil before you get Carapinch. I've done it on 3 accounts now. Well, this is the 3rd account, and I got Carapinch before, so not entirely too sure, but also got to keep breaking these, and eventually we'll get it. And we got it right there. Nice. Anyway, now we want to go head underground to the dark facility, so you want to follow exactly where I go. Okay, so like I was saying, like you got the fossil, you want to go the exact way that I go in the cave. So basically, I'll just say that the order to do this thing is like, if any you want to understand it, is up, up, left, right. So I'll just straight, left, right. So if there isn't like, if there's only one way, just continue the right way. And also if there's a crossroad, then you want to go first left, and then also the next one is going to be right. But anyway, I guess I'll speed this part up so we can show you the exact way to go. And here we are. So I'm actually surprised that I remembered that. It took me a while to try and figure out where to exactly go, but once you have it all, so you can come over here, examine, I'll say, hey, do you want to use it to revive it? And there how you get Durham. Okay, then now onto the legendaries. So we're actually going to do Magu first because this one you need to actually unlock some things, which is the portal. For this one, you want to head under the underground station again, and we want to go through that giant maze again. So for this one, again, the path for this one I believe is just, like I said last time, for the Duran, which is straight or up, right this time. So for the Duran, I think it was straight, left, right. This one's just straight, right. So also for this one, this will be your up, so this is the first up. Then once you come to a cross section, you want to go right and then right again when you get to the next cross station. So here, go right, through this door right here. Just keep going then on the straight line until you get to another cross section. This doesn't count because it's still a one-way area. And once you finally get to one, go right again, and this should lead you to the right area. And go through this door, and you should enter a room, which also you can go ahead and examine, and it'll say, you see the activation button for the dark primary reactor, and nearby meter reads 5 charges remain. So this is a VIP server I'm on, so there's already some charges left, but basically what you can do is that if the portals aren't up, there's no charges left, you can come here, obviously, you can press examine, and it'll say, hey, there's no what's it called, charges left, so you can now just activate it again. It should give you 10, I think, and then what we can do is that we can go through the portals around the map. So the easiest one to actually go to is probably the one in the desert area. So if you actually just quickly go to the desert really quickly, which it will speed this part up a little bit. So as you can see here, I'm not exactly too sure when the portals are active. It seems to be for some reason only at night, so you might want to keep that a watch out for that one. But if you want to go for Magu first, then also you might want to activate the portals, go through the portal. You can go through any of the portals. They are actually all active now at the same time, rather than in the old map, only one was active at a time, it would rotate through them. But also, as you can see right here, there is the double XP orb. But Magu usually spawns in this Colosseum area, and also I'll show you whenever one of them spawns in. But also, as you can look around, there are more portals leading to different areas. So over here, maybe, if I can find it. So right there, it will lead you to another portal. So all you need to do is find a portal once you turn on, and there's charges left, you can just go through and just basically camp for Magu. But anyway, I'll be back whenever we get Magu. Okay then, so Magu actually just spawned, and I guess actually I was wrong. It doesn't always spawn in the Colosseum, that's where mine spawns, so I just kind of like assumed it was there. But so I guess it can spawn anywhere in this kind of like end portal. I don't know what it's called. The it's like a rift, the broken rift, something like that. But anyway, here is the Magu. Again, very simple to find it, but I already have Magu, so I can't actually get this. Also, I should mention I'm in a VIP server as well, so yeah. It's going to take me a while to actually get them all, but only one of them spawn at a time. If you're playing in a public server, obviously it's going to be more challenging because there's more people trying to get this legendaries as well, but multiple can spawn depending on how many people are in the game. So if there's only one person in the game, you can get one spawning, you'll only get one. I think if then you have like about 10-ish, something like that, you'll get about 2 of them, and if you have like a full server, you'll get 3 legendaries spawning in at once, which also is really good. But anyway, that's how to get Magu. Okay, and so Umbris actually just spawned. So to get an Umbris, which I don't actually know, I actually don't have it. So for Umbris, you want to go towards the Sakura shrine, whatever that is again, I kind of forgot, but it's towards this area over here. As you can actually see as well, there is a beam, so legendaries are a lot easier to actually get now in the game. You don't exactly have to know exactly where they are, you can just follow the beam, but I'll do this part just to like make sure in case you want to like speed up and like camp the certain spot before it actually spawns in. And as you can see, it is right here. So you basically just need to know where the sword is. It will spawn around here, and that is how you get Umbris. Okay, and so Land Titan just spawned, which obviously is the water one, I believe. Yep, so as you can see right here. So this one can actually spawn in the water in this specific area, to my knowledge, like anyway. It can even spawn like down in the underwater like temple. So really quickly, just gonna go over here and grab this one. Although I'm pretty sure I already have this one. Yeah, I already have this one. Dang it, I need the other two titans now. So basically, you can spawn anywhere in this body of water. You can spawn very close to the beach as well. And just quickly to show you again as well, if you haven't seen it already, is like also can spawn all the way down here in the trench, I believe it's called, which also is like next to the temple. So you can spawn all the way down here, so also be on the lookout for that. But that's how to get a land titan. Okay, and so Ignite Titan actually just spawned now, which is also at the volcano. Actually, the can't see the icon. Oh no, you can. I just can't see the thing because it's like out my render distance, I guess, because the map is giant. So anyway, gonna go to the volcano. So I'm just gonna go and speed this part up, obviously. Okay, so now we're here. How the heck do I get around there? That is a great question. Most of the bottom, so that's great. I think it can spawn anywhere in the volcano though, so I guess just be wary of that. It's probably best if you just spawn in as a fire type, honestly, that spawns close to the volcano, because, you know, you can like walk on lava and not take damage or die from it, so that might be the best one. But there is Ignite Titan. The only one I have left now is the grass one, whatever that one's called again, I forgot what it is. Is it Photo Titan? Yeah, Photo Titan. That's the only last one I need now. Okay then, so Photo Titan actually just spawned, which is the last one that I needed. So for this one, it actually spawns like in the tree areas, also like next to like the, I don't exactly know what it's called. I won't say the Tree of Life, but I think it's just the giant tree. But it can spawn like basically anywhere in the forest area. So really quickly over here, as you can see, just follow the little icon, and there is Photo Titan. So that's basically every single monster in the game. I don't think I missed any. Again, I think for the first three, the Teru, Kindai, and Rebom, I think you just get those straight away. I'm not exactly too sure, but on the free accounts that I've used, I had all of them unlocked, and also on some of them I've had a lot of money, so also all coin gets unlocked instantly. On the other ones though, I don't have the premium, and I didn't really have money on them, so yeah, so I think that's the only free that you permanently unlock, and then also all of the other ones you have to unlock yourself. But anyway, that's basically it. Like I said, I will do a part 2 to this whenever we get all of the other access to all the other monsters like Snick and such. Also all of the ones in red right now we cannot unlock, but when they are all available, I'll do a part 2 to this as well. And then also after that, like I did said at the beginning, I'll probably do an updated version of these specific video styles, like whenever we get like a new legendary, because like I said, we usually get like 30-ish new monsters when we get a new legendary, something like that. We get like a lot of new monsters by the time we get a new legendary, but also some of them could be like free evolution stages, so we might not like have so many. So I'll think about it, but that's basically it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time.